Julian Beever, an English artist who now resides in Belgium, has created a significant following among the contemporary art world by creating distinct art pieces that appear to tunnel down or rise above various pavements across Europe and the United States. This characteristic feature of these illusionist pieces has seen them being termed as three-dimensional. Before the current three-dimensional drawings that feature a lot of creative subjects and objects, Beever began with two-dimensional drawings of popular people, which worked best in getting immediate attention from the public. Two-dimensional drawings allowed Beever to refine his pastel drawing technique, a feature that eventually saw the creation of his unique 3D anamorphic style. Some of his popular two-dimensional street drawings include Madonna and Child, and Bill Clinton when first elected as the 42nd President of the United States. Most of Beever's work has, however, features using anamorphic style to create optical illusions that appear three-dimensional. Anamorphic in this case refers to distorted images that require viewers to utilize specific vantage points to observe a clear picture. This aspect is clear in Beever's work, where the artist uses foreshortening and angle linear perspective to distort the scale of drawn objects and subjects. Beever's earliest venture into three-dimensional street art can be traced back to when he was in Brussels. His old neighborhood had an old garden that had been removed, leaving an expansive space of paving slabs exposed. This space gave him the idea to draw a swimming pool from where he experimented drawing people going into and standing out of pavement. Later, in the 1990s, Beever's pavement drawings were fueled by dire economic demands as he traveled across Australia, Europe, and the United States after graduating from college. Unlike some artists who utilize catoptric amorphous, Beever's work utilizes optical or oblique amorphous. This involves requiring viewers to view the art from unusual angles versus observing the art straight on. Beever has drawn an extensive repertoire of direct or oblique amorphous, with at least 75 three-dimensional pavement drawings that were photographed in 28 different countries. Beever developed his three-dimensional pavement drawings out of a curiosity and love of the medium. Beever first begins by sketching out his view in pencil on a small pad and then converts that view to the pavement. According to Beever, his drawings can take up to 4 days for a major piece and cannot be done on any pavement. He needs a smooth, even surface so the chalk is able to adhere to it. Such things as cobblestone would break up the illusion. One of Beever's most popular three-dimensional pieces, which he drew as he further developed his technique, is called Baby Food. This chalk drawing features a giant crustacean-like organism about to eat a baby. Similar to other oblique amorphic artworks, viewers must observe this drawing from a particular angle. This provides a clear definition of the creature, with the pinchers on a plate holding a baby. A change of this angle, on the other hand, results in an amorphous drawing with no distinct shape. Mr. Frog is also a prime example of Beever's oblique amorphic artwork. This artwork features a toddler seated on a leaf of a water plant, gazing out at the giant frog. This piece is also Beever's favorite because the toddler in this piece is his daughter, and it also serves as a family souvenir. Beever further uses forced perspective technique to draw and photograph his work. Beever uses this technique to strategically draw subjects and objects so that they appear closer or further away from the viewer than they actually are. Beever has used this forced technique perspective to create alternate landscapes and to depict depth and height in his work. The resulting pieces evoke such strong emotions that although viewers realize that the pieces are not real, they are still tempted to avoid the depths and landscapes portrayed on pavements. A good example of Beever's three-dimensional chalk drawings, where he portrayed alternating landscapes, is the Times Square and Spider-Man pieces. By utilizing this approach in both of these pieces, Beever was able to depict depth, thereby capturing the image from a bird's eye view and making the lower floors of the skyscrapers appear to be further away than they really are. This technique was also applied in his latest street drawing, Relaxing on a Dublin Beach. Beever was able to show distinct variation between the water, where the dog was, and the beach, where the boy was. This approach was also used to depict varying space with regard to the beach blanket and a sandcastle. Although Beever's work has largely been fueled by artistic creativity and curiosity, some of his three-dimensional drawings were specifically commissioned by organizations. A good example of this is the drawing Let's Be Friends. This drawing was done in Tokyo for the television show Unbelievable. The art, which features a whale in a body of water and Beaver looking in, was meant to prevent the en masse killing of whales in Japan, and instead plead with the populace to appreciate their grace and beauty. Furthermore, apart from drawing, Beaver has published a 112-page book that features his art and his personal comments. The book, which is called Pavement Chalk Artist, the three-dimensional drawings of Julian Beever, was published in 2010, with the second edition being published 2 years later in 2012. In his book, Beaver describes the drawings and the techniques utilized, as well as the challenges he had to overcome to draw and photograph the work. Beaver's work depicts a renowned master of art, well versed in applying forced perspective and in creativity.